creation of your parents. You're a creation of your parents. You're a creation of your environment. You're a creation of your schooling. You're a creation of very, very many things. So you are biased in the way you see things. So, for example, if you think people who wear, because people wear don't touch toe, don't touch toe, those two trousers that don't touch the socks. Now, if you grew up in Middle East, everyone wears those trousers. When you come to Nairobi and wear that trouser, everyone is like laughing at you. But because your eyes are jaded, until you remove the scales in your eyes and realize where I am right now in life, my life station, we don't wear don't touch toe. It's almost like it's like a refusal to be unscaled smoothly. So us as human beings, generally, the only way we learn is through pain. So remember your first date. If you remember your first date, you went and did some of the most stupid things, whether you're a lady or you're a gentleman. Some of the things you agreed to, some of the things I remember. I just finished high school, and I had seen this girl, beautiful in my eyes at that time, beautiful as hell. And I was living at my brother's place in Umoja, and she used to live in Buruburu. And if those who know Umoja, you have to cross over. You really have to cross some very dangerous stuff in between the two. So I used to have to walk all over so that I could hope to catch a matatu with her. And I remember I bought her shoes on the way, and these were used shoes, but I'd grown up with mitumba shoes. So for me to buy you mitumba shoes, I have given you the gift of the gift. So when I met that girl and I gave her a paper bag in the matatu, do you know she gave those shoes to the conductor to throw through the window as I'm watching her? Like, you don't, but that pain of watching my hard earned, I think it must have been like 60 bob or whatever. I don't know how much it's spent. Taught me it's not the gift that gets the girl, it's talking to the girl and understanding what she wants. These are the skills that I'm talking about. How you applied for your first job, how you drove your first car. There are so many skills. So every time you see it raining in your life, one of the things I need to ask is it a skill? Is this skill something? Are they trying to, what am I being taught here? Because there's no pain that comes in your life without a lesson. There's somebody who's trying to teach you something. He's trying to tell you, look, you're not seeing it the way. And which brings me to the second reason. So some of us, because we've gone to school, because we've gotten accolades, we start thinking we are smarter than the universe. And this is where the second reason why it trains, called stubbornness, comes along. Stubbornness is you refusing to see what is right in front of your eyes. And this comes extremely a lot in a long-term engagement with anything, whether it's a relationship, a job, your finances. You will be punished for being stubborn. If every year you're not reinventing yourself. When I say reinventing yourself, I don't mean go change your job, go change your lady, go change your husband. I'm saying go change what you bring to the table into a finer version. Go and you can, if the George Sam met 10 years ago, if the George he met today, then I'm not growing. And that stubbornness is going to bring me horrendous pain. And the problem of the stubborn pain is that it's very stretched out. So you stay in the wrong job, you stay in the wrong relationship. And as I'm talking, I know there are people here. Deep down, you're in the wrong job, wrong relationship, wrong commitment, wrong diet, wrong lifestyle, wrong something. But you're saying, I'm going to be stubborn enough because there's a magical creature that is going to come and one day bring a solution, and boom, I'm going to switch. Where have you heard of change in a day? Even Jesus, I think they nyonged him for like 4 days before they sent him to heaven. It doesn't work like that. And so I think the stubbornness of resistance to change will cause rain in your life, extreme rain in your life. Sometimes when you're told you have this one life to live, I wish it was an hour where I could tell you. Like, there's no, even your car has a spare tire. Your job, you have your CV, you could apply for a job. Your relationship, you could dust yourself and meet somebody else. This life, it ends here. The funny thing is this: everyone has a 5-year plan. Yet no one on this call knows there'll be a life in the next 5 minutes. And we live for these 5 years. We live for this. We say when we finish the 5 years, and I'm not saying throw structure away, but don't be too stubborn to see what is right in front of you. Pray to your God. Search your soul. Look at your progress. And then also remember that you're alone. Born alone, die alone. In terms of, do not compare with what the other people in Jabalia do. And it's a very simple thing. Wake up in the morning and write this. If I was dying today, I would. Some of you, if I told you you're not going to make it in the next 24 hours, you would quit your job, quit your relationship, quit your holiday plans. I'm hearing people saying, how would your December look if you knew you're dying on January 1st? Why are you not living like that? Because who lied to you you're going to be here on January 1st? And I'm not being morbid. I'm trying to tell you, because we don't know, we are stubborn in our idea that there is some immortality in us, while none is more aware of our mortality than ourselves. And that's why I keep speaking about the religion of kindness. And I could get back into this. I mean, and I would be glad to engage 1 or 2 people in this. And then thirdly, if you want to know the real easiest way to get pain, emotional reactions. Emotional reaction. Every day I'm dealing with horror stories of people letting their emotions get in their way over something and then getting into a mess that they can't undo. We're just in today's social media here, dealing with a case where a lady was with a gentleman who they had dated. They had this kind of acrimonious relationship. So he went physical on her. She called her dad, told the story. In a way, the dad's only reaction, he came and cut up that man. That man died, the boyfriend. And now that the boyfriend has died today, this afternoon, they arrested the daughter for cutting him. And now, either she sells out her father or takes the life imprisonment. Emotion. And this is a couple, someone will say, oh, but he was beating. No, this is a couple who've been getting physically violent for the last 2-3 years. I'm not condoning it. I'm saying every time before you do something really emotional. I have a friend who his wife got a promotion. She said she's gone out to party. Then she didn't come home in the time he wanted. He texted her all the manner of insults. You got money. Now you're going to be a hoe. Da, 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 da. I don't care. Don't even ever come back. And the next phone call after he finished his text when he had slept was from the police telling him to come identify the body. That man is such a mess. One of the things we don't do when we're doing emotional, when you're calling rain emotionally, is that we don't think, what if this is the last conversation I ever have with this person? Will I say this word? I always tell people, run. Anytime you feel your temperature going up, and no guys say the ladies are emotional. No, all of us, the ladies and the gents, get out of any situation that is emotional. You will lose your job. You will lose your credibility. I mean, you will lose your relationship. You lose your parents. You lose your siblings. You lose everything in one emotional moment. That is the devil you fear. So if you want to know how it rains, Learn every time you're getting hurt, stop playing victim. There's scales in your eyes. When you see the tide has really turned, reevaluate and ask, is this persistent or am I being stubborn? Any emotional decision, run. And in that, when rain will come, but sometimes rain can just be a simple shower. Thank you. So I'll take questions, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoa. Thank you, George. Okay, I'm not sure how to start this off. I was hoping, where? Okay. Still processing the two stories.
I'm going too deep because you told them I'm going to be funny. Today there's no fun. We're closing the year. I need all of you jumping into the new year on a new level. Like I mean, like I said, who told you you're going to make Jan fast? And why are you planning like you're going to make Jan fast? Let's all grow up. I mean, we're all grown up. As long as we have identity cards, we're kind of grown up. As long as we can run a family, sire a child, give birth to a child, hold a job. So I'm willing to listen. I'm seeing Grace here saying always nice to listen. Oh, that cannot be the Grace Wanjao, I know, but if it is, I know that lady very, very well. So it's when I call myself a life and business enthusiast, I think that living life is like a river, and you go meandering through these rocks and things, and you keep finding out it's not set in any way, and you do it your way, and everybody's their way. And then business, I think for me, is the most interesting thing, where you can actually create a machine that can feed you for the rest of your life and give you time to do life. And I hope everyone here eventually becomes a business person. Good. Now I'm going to take questions. I'll stop talking.
All right. I think let me ask the first question. Anyone with a question, you could put it in the chat or raise your hand, the emoji of raising your hand, or just request to unmute. So the first question, George, is on stubbornness. And I think this is a problem with, okay, let me not just say dudes, but I think we are mostly stubborn. We do not know the difference between being stubborn and being resilient. How do you draw that line? How do you draw that line? Yeah.
So first, the first thing about stubbornness is you are very scared to present your idea or your situation to other people, because you fear either they'll put you down or they'll steal it, or these crazies that we put in our head. Let me put it up, something about stealing, and then something about they'll put you down. One of the things that you notice about great men is that great men were never nervous to tell their story. Martin Luther started saying it from day one. Jesus started saying it from day one. Like everyone, Obama started saying it in college. You keep saying it. And the more you keep saying it, you keep finding a common thread. Because I talk the way I talk about life, then I keep noticing there's a common thread that is telling me, this is how they're responding. I don't worry too much about the highs and the lows. I know there's a common something in middle. So how you deal with stubbornness, tell somebody your plan. Most of you have plans in Excel sheets that are password locked, because you have an idea that people are here to steal your idea. Okay, let me give you the sad news. You are not that special. There's nothing you're going to do that has never been done. But there's something you're going to do that has never been done, is you executing. You executing has never been done. There's nothing that says if George starts an eatery or a restaurant right now, say in Kibera, that he won't make money. Java came to sell coffee in Kenya when people are selling coffee. There's nothing, no one will ever steal your idea. 2, own your idea. When you own it, it's by owning it, I mean, like, don't be embarrassed. So by your idea, it's not about just a business. Own your lady. Some of us, we hide our ladies until we are sure our peers approve, and the ladies vice versa. So you're secretly dating this guy, but then admiring him. But then when anyone asks you, oh, that's a total loser. That's a total, me, with him, never dead. He's just wasting his time. If you really want something, you got to go for it. Otherwise, you're being stubbornly, stubborn is like the fear of status quo changing for the worse, or being embarrassed in the change of status quo. It's resilience is you've had everyone's opinion, and you've said, you know what? I'm not listening to the naysayers. I'm listening to the prophets cheering this on. And in that's how you're resilient. And you become your own bigger cheerleader. And you also listen to wise counsel. Don't be afraid to take whatever it is you're going through to those who have gone through before. Because there's nothing you've ever done. But then, us men also have egos. So if, for example, if I'm going through brokenness, I imagine I'm the first guy to get broke. Really? Really? Every human, even your own parents, have gone brokenness. It's just you wear it with some cloak of hiding. The funny thing is this, the more you start talking about your brokenness, the more you start putting it out there, the more people know what to expect from you. And those who look down on you because you're broke, those were never in your team. The more those who look at you because you're not in a good relationship, never in your team. Not because you're not in a good trajectory of health or whatever it is. Putting out your problem builds your resilience and kills your stubbornness.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, on chat, Eunice says, thank you for the talk, very reflective. Glad I showed up. Thank you, Eunice. I've gotten a direct message where the person doesn't want to ask it publicly. You've really questioned Jan Fast, and I think we're just using Jan Fast because it's the season. How do you think through, say, the short, medium term, but yet live day to day? Is there a way you can live, just show up every day with no long-term plan?
Wonderful. It's not that there's no long-term plan. So imagine you are driving to Mombasa. So the idea is to drive to Mombasa, right? That's a long-term plan. So we know how Mombasa is, and we've looked at it and said, that's where I'm going to end up. That's where I'm going to end up. But that does not stop me from enjoying every part of the drive. That does not stop me stopping to take a photo. That does not stop me from stopping to buy a snack or laugh with a friend on the side of the road. That is being metaphorical. Let me put it in real grit. In real grit is this. You call what you want. You have to know where you're going, because there's no journey with no destination. You can't drive endlessly forever. So whether it is love you're looking for, whether it is riches you're looking for. But then the funny thing is this. If you're not living every day like it's your last, you will never reach that destination. And when they say live like it's your last, it sounds like a carefree thing where you throw everything away. It's not. It is literally you saying, today I'm going to give it my all, but I'm also going to be happy. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to love. I'm going to appreciate those who've been there for me. I'm going to forgive those who've never been there for me. I'm going to increase my knowledge. There's so many things you could do to be in the moment. Because, and I know in school we're told, suffer now, appreciate later. Guess what? School ended. School did end. And you got a measly certificate for it, which right now, no one will ever give you any wealth, riches, relationship, nothing on the basis of that certificate. There's some myth that has been programmed into you that suffer now, appreciate later. I'm trying to tell you, I really don't think God sent you here to suffer on earth. He sent you here to be a good human being who enjoys the fruits of his goodness and weathers his storms on a day-to-day with a clear destination. So I know I've been metaphorical. I wish you'd see how understanding, when you get to your bed, you say, thank you, God, for keeping me here, breath in my lungs, beat in my heart, friends, family, loved ones, career, appreciation, hobbies, happy times, good jokes. I will sleep. If it is your wish that I wake up tomorrow, I will do it, and I'll do it again. In the bigger, so you see the bigger picture, but you enjoy the now moment. And the funny thing is this, the bigger picture will come so much faster. It's like when you're jogging a marathon. If you jog, you remember when you used to go for cross country when you're a kid in high school, and you're jogging, it looks so far, but if you just looked at your feet, doing one step, one step, one step, one step, by the time you looked up, it was gone. You worry too much about the past. Do today. Know where the destination is, and you'll be fine.
Okay. I think the last, I have two questions. People, please stop DMing me. Just ask. So
No,
two
let
questions.
them ask. Yeah. Ask
So
away,
two
ask away.
questions. One is, which is your highest high? Like, at what point? Say probably, since our membership is probably about 30, early 30s, late 20s. In that period of your life, which was your highest high? Which was your lowest low? Late 20s, early 30s. And then the second question is, on the issue of being stubborn, how do you know you are self-sabotaging when walking away from a situation you're in?
Okay. My highest high, I'll be honest, I think my highest high was marrying my friend. Like, marrying my friend, I think, was one of the biggest, most influential things I've ever done in my life. And I wish it on you guys. I wish on you ladies, if you ever marry a friend, it's almost like you feel like you're stealing from God. It is, because it's somebody who gives you the privilege to be insecure, to be low, to be poor, to be everything on the dark side, and to be so great on the other side, and they push you and say you can be anything. My best friend was something else. Like that was the highest of my high. I think of all the money I made, I think we made, I think I made my first serious money at 26. But like, all that didn't count, because it only counted. You're told, if you make money, and you buy a car and you have no one to carry in the car does not make sense. If you have no one to put in the house does not make sense. If you have no one to share dinner with, the dinner does not make sense. Because money in its nature is the freedom to share time with someone. Because you can't go, have you gone to your ATM and just counted money? You withdrawn and counted it. It's lunacy. Money in its own nature is facilitation for sharing moments and creating moments with people and loved ones. So it's freedom. And so the highest of the high is in finding somebody who perfectly gels with you to share that. The lowest of the low was realizing just because I love and trust people doesn't mean they do vice versa. I think I got into some business, and I met some people, and they resonated with me using their words, using what they said they were going to be, and I gave them my all. And these were men, and they broke my heart. I mean, like, to smithereens, because they were not doing it to hurt me. It's just that they thought I knew how the streets run. And for me, I think it was a low point when I had to walk away from a company I built for 7 years and walk away with my trousers just the way they are and start again. And all because what I read in a man was not. And I don't blame him now. I mean, we're actually good friends right now. But I think my lowest was really to understand that people aren't hurting you because they want to hurt you. People are hurting you because they're looking out for themselves. That's just it. So if you understand that everyone is looking out for numero uno, then you don't spend your days trying to beat people, because it's not you that are attacking, they're just looking out for themselves. If I talk about, so, okay, there's this whole thing of, oh, I'm going to be stubborn. I mean, if I stop being stubborn, I'm self-sabotaging. Let me tell you something. There's something called a gut feeling. Everyone is born with it. You know what is for you. What people forget is this is not for me, but they start remembering that money would be for me. It would make me so good. Or that relationship. We fantasize about the end product. To such levels, we lose sense of reality, which is where the stubbornness comes from. Okay, let me be a bit less cryptic. Let me say it this way. Live your life in this. If you're wondering whether you're being stubborn or you're self-sabotaging by walking away, what about trying to pretend like it failed? What's the worst that could happen? Maybe you don't get that relationship. Maybe you don't get that promotion. Maybe that business makes $1 million. The day you live your life that day, like that thing failed, you will know whether this thing is for you or not. And if you feel that day this thing is for you, then go and be as resilient as you can, because you start to call the things that make it there for you. But most of us, how do I say? We hit on the girl or the guy because we imagine ourselves with them, not because we ignore their characteristics. We chase the money because we see ourselves in the things the money could do, not that we agree with the business or the job that is taking us there. We are blind. We are blinded by the bright light in what we are chasing into whether it is actually something for us. I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
Question.
Yes. Someone unmuted? Okay. Yes, it makes sense. I've been typing furiously, but thank God we have the recording. But thank you very much for the insights. Probably, let me just ask anyone who has a question and hasn't put it through, going once. Going twice. I'm just also going through my DMs just to see.
I have silenced them. As in, they came to laugh. I have shocked them. But it's okay. This one, if you don't understand what January 1st is, then there's a problem. You gotta think about January 1st. Something new must come out.
Yeah, and I think part of what I took away is reinventing yourself every year and refining your value proposition. That hit hard. One of the responses from one of the questions is that's the most perfect answer I've had that actually makes sense with the job that I'm currently doing. Yeah, so I think the last question will be from Boniface, and then George, I actually got your contact from Edwin Kibanya. We've interacted previously, probably at several DCAs and Rotary events, but never exchanged numbers. So Edwin Kibanya gave me your contact. He'll do the vote of thanks. So Boniface, then after George's response, Edwin.
Okay. Thank you, Edwin.
Oh, hi, George.
Hi.
Okay, personally, I think the first time I heard of you was for me, I saw your second Engage, which prompted me to go and listen to the first one. And then the amazing part was a show, or more like there was a show you were in. It was in KTN. It was about okay, the title was like it's like you bought your wife a car, then got shouted at.
Yes, the one was doing Eric Latif. They really twisted that story. That story is about men. But anyway, go on. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, that thing really hit me deep. And it prompted me to go on more like a self-identity journey. And I can say, after listening to that now I isolated myself, and now I began digging into exactly almost everything you are speaking about. And mark you, 3 months down the line, I can say how I view life nowadays. I can say I completely view it from a totally different stage. Nowadays, I view life, never criticize people, don't judge people. Actually, it's like how I like what you said. In place of pinpointing the pink trousers, why don't you just spend that time and work on yourself? Just working on myself. I came to realize that when you decide to work on your inner self, don't focus so much on people. Just work on yourself. Be yourself. I was that person whereby I could be ashamed. You're going through things, but you're ashamed. What if I open up? How will I be judged? You may end up making some very wrong financial decision, very wrong skeptical decisions. But the moment I began on that self-identity, self-journey, trust me, nowadays I'm usually in a position that I used to hear people saying, oh, I forgive so and so. But nowadays, the first person I forgive is myself. Just tell myself, oh, yeah, today I messed up. But I think tomorrow I'll be better in 1, 2, 3. Even if it is on budgeting, 1, 2, 3, you actually come to realize that you even feel it's like, okay, my counselor was telling me the other day that when you hear people being told that when you're stressful, you even lose weight, then how? He told me it's simple. The moment you are stressed, you are thinking a lot. Even your metabolism will do exactly what you don't want it to do. And then it hit me deep. Yeah. But after listening to that, trust me, I view life totally different. Then I shared with a buddy of mine, told him, don't focus so much on the title. Just go and listen to this. As a man, just go and listen to this. One thing I picked out from that was, as a man, just know yourself and be a self-validate. Just be a self-validate. Both in my relationship, in my work, there was a complete.
Thank you.
Yes.
I really wish every man in this call. I did an interview with Eric Latif. I did it in my house. Like that was now man talk about how do you identify yourself as a man, and thank you for bringing that. Like I'm not pontificating. I'm not showboating, but I can tell you, while shooting that video, the cameraman came from behind the cameras and sat on the floor where I was sitting. Like men need to hear that story. It's a story about what defines you as a man. It was about identity. And thank you for bringing that up. I had fun doing that.
Okay, thank you, Boniface. Thank you for the deep, well thought comment on that. So, Edwin, you have the last word.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. But you telling me I have the last word is just a lot of pressure because I actually don't want to take away from what George has said. And, I think I started interacting with George, I think sometime in 2017. Yeah, we've met multiple times. And yeah, like it's always a new experience with him. It's always like a lot of candor, honesty, and he calls you out on your bullshit. So I love the fact that, like he's genuine and he takes the time to tell you things with also like vulnerability, like what he's gone through. And I encourage everyone here to just go on Engage, go on YouTube, just search for him and see some of the things that he shared. So yeah, I really can't take away from that. And George, I think for us, it's just to say thank you for taking the time to join us today. I think it was also on a short notice. And yeah, we will continue engaging you in our club and hope to interact more. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Edwin. George, thank you for stopping in traffic for us. Probably you will give a last comment, and yeah, that was a well-used hour on Wednesday evening.
Thank you. I mean, look, I know today was supposed to be light candor, but I said, look, it's end of the year, and don't take this thing so seriously. Let me just tell you, we all spend a lot of energy on our grandiose plan. And I'll say this again. Life is designed to be fun. It's supposed to be lived. You're not living when you're living for a future that you don't know is there and regretting a past that you cannot change. Wake up, smell the coffee, smell the road. Tomorrow, wear an outfit that makes you happy. Go out, sing to loud music. Like a play, you like a play. You like to run, go run. You like talk to that guy or girl that whatever. That wife of yours, because you guys are just started going and getting married and all that, that husband of yours, wake up in the morning, as much as you hate them, you are crazy enough to marry them. Tell them, I love you and I love it, and you walk out. Watch them look at you like a mad person. This is it. This is the last life you'll ever live. Get that into your head. This is the last 15th December 2022 you'll ever live. Quit this thing you think you are here to plan. I'm not saying don't plan, but you're here to live and be alive. Right? So all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. When I see you on the street, say hi. I'll give you the funny stories this time.
Okay, thank you very much, George. Wow, I think that was 1 hour well used. A lot to think about, but I think also in the brief we said you laugh, but you also live when you are overthinking and rethinking how you see life, and I think we've achieved the purpose of that. Yeah, so when as we are doing our probably last 15 minutes of this evening, I'm not sure many people will be comfortable enough to talk about 1st of Jan. But anyway, just tell us what your 2022 has been. Let us know your takeaway from today's talk, and your thoughts on what you've learned today or what you've listened to earlier with George Ikua. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, George. Looking forward to our next interactions. I believe from the number of questions and the interest, this is just one of the many invites to come, and I hope we'll have you then. So at this moment, before we go to our Sergeant at Arms, let me see if there's anything we need to communicate as a club. This is our last fellowship of the year. 2022 is over, luckily or not, depending on how your year has been. We are coming to the last 15 days of the month, 16 days of the year. So this will be our last fellowship, hopefully ending the year slowly. But this weekend, one of our members has invited us to her graduation. So it's so that weekend, this weekend is one of the busiest in the year. So 17th December, members of the club are invited by Valentine to our graduation party in Syokimau. I think the RSVP was yesterday, but I'm sure if you text Valentine, she's kind enough to add one more seat. I think Ben will also comment on that when we are doing our SA. Steve, okay, people stop DMing me. Just put out your thoughts with publicly. But someone says, I think George is still on. So I think these are 2 comments I can put out. Someone who we shall not name says, as a friend of Rotary Jabali, I think we are ready for Trevor Noah. And I think that's someone who loves Trevor Noah as much as I do. And the thoughtful comments he puts. So George, thank you for the thoughts. Another person who we shall not name says he was listening in when in traffic and he's lost in thought. Very deep and insightful. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so besides Valentine's graduation party this weekend, Ben, kindly comment on it during the SA session. I don't think we have any other club activity. No, I think we do not have any other club activity this year. So this is the last of the year, and we shall resume, not 11th of December, we shall resume 11th of January. So I'll edit this out. This is 11th Jan, Wednesday. As a club, we meet on Wednesdays every 2 weeks from 7:45 to about 9-ish. That could be 9, 9:15, 9:30. So 7:45 p.m. to 9-ish. And we shall resume our fellowships on 11th of January. with another insightful talk to kickstart the year. Let me just share that back in case someone screenshots and takes the wrong date. Yep, so that is it. We shall be back 11th of Jan. I'm not sure we shall have any other buddy groups meet up unless if there's a buddy group inviting us for Christmas. Please do, please make the announcement at the essay session. But also we shall be reshuffling the buddy groups at the end of the month. And Terrell will share more about that when he is done with his training. DCA RI convention, you can plan for it, put it in your plan. The rates are still current, $210 for DCA. RI is a little bit, depends on your age. RI is becoming different. So depending on your age, there's a rate for each age bracket, below 30 and above 30. So just check the website for each. So I think with that, Sergeant Atam session, and take your time. We have, I think we can take about 10, 15 minutes. Anyone who hasn't spoken today, please unmute, share. Feel free, let's talk and end the year in a good time. Feel free to comment about your favorite team today. Team Africa, whether France or Morocco wins, Africa is in the finals. Where are you putting your money? So Ben, over to you.
Thank you very much. And this was purely an insightful session. And we've learned more. We are still digesting. And with time, we are resetting again the 2023 plans. So to begin with Valentine's graduation, as you had said earlier, the deadline was yesterday, but if you're still interested, you can hit me up, then I can share with her the new numbers. Then we can have a discussion whether there is more space, of which I think there will be. So that will be on Saturday. It's supposed to be at Syokimau. So once the confirmation, we'll probably share the exact pin locations. Good. Now for the essay session, we can begin. This is where we give our happies and our sads. You can share with us anything, how your week was, any highs for this week, any lows for this week. And as the president said, you can also give us a small snippet of your year and what you're looking for. I know some of you are now rearranging the goals, so you can just tell us how your year was. And the floor is officially opened.
And there was silence. I think you can. Okay, was the talk that did people relax? There's no tomorrow. There's this life to live. Don't be too scared. Gracie.
Hi everybody. Let me give the first $1. Actually, I'll give $2. First of all, to hear from George Ikua. I've met him before, so we are kind of friends. And his topics are usually very, especially he talks more to men than us women, but it's okay. And then the second one is like I turned a year older last weekend, and it was great, so I'm grateful. And looking forward to 2023, where I'm sure we're going to do great things, individually and as a club. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
That's nice. In the spirit of not being afraid, are you willing to say the number?
Number ya Ben, hello, number ya Miaka.
That was nice, thank you. And happy birthday.
Hi. I'll go next.
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's Kumingi. Sophia Mwakia here, Retro Club of Voi. I just decided to go next because Dan who was before me said that the birthday was, let's say around last weekend, a bit, same to mine, and it was really, really, really amazing. One decision that I made during my birthday weekend is that I'll be more curious for life. And I'm so happy that George mentioned about Memento Mori. I am obsessed with Memento Mori. If you guys are interested, you can also check that out. So $3 happy for my birthday weekend, for that talk, and for an amazing, curious life to come, however it looks like. And also for Jabani. You guys are like so awesome. It's back to you.
Oh.
Then we had you.
Mr. George, we can excuse you, and I think we'll have to talk to SK so that we see whether we can do a main conference next year. Who else had a birthday last week or this month? Max is giving $3 happy, one for the great talk, the other one for the Christmas, and the last dollar for the incoming year.
So I can go next. Yeah, no birthdays,
Yeah.
but 3, I think. 2 for Georgia, always amazing listening to him, and 1 for the bittersweet year. Yeah.
So your birthday is this month or when? What were March, April, June?
We don't talk about that.
Okay. 30 more seconds. Going once. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I'm giving $2 happy, 1 for the talk and another one for being here. Na sasa pia tunaogopa kuplan January. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't be worried. All is well. All is well. Okay. The till number is on the screen. 977-1775. SK, have you gotten any other DMs for the happies?
No DMs on this one. No DMs on this one.
Ama zimekuja private number hapo. Umetumwa kwa line yako.
Hakuna mtu amenitumia M-Pesa. Sadly.
Any M-Pesa in this period is not yours.
Terer, kwani umenyoroshwaje? Terer.
Ati?
Are you okay?
Niko sawa kuna dem nilikuwa nataka kumwambia nampenda, akisema mbona, I'll go and tell her that I love you nini, akiringa namwambia si George alisema na nitembee.
I'm not sure that's how it should work, Terrell.
No, of course naambiwa enda ukasikia vibaya na huko, but at least I'll go in peace.
So Terrell, you can find yourself as you're continuing.
$2 for me. This has been the session was awesome. hata mimi nilikuwa dumbstruck ile ya like wow, kumbe tunachunganga jina hapa, na sometimes you just need to push a little bit.
Okay.
They ask around, we have no shame, and yeah, I guess so. That's what I've learned today.
Perfect.
It rains rice in the desert.
Perfect. Thank you. Then we have one happy from Adam. He is wishing Jesus a happy birthday. And we are having 3 happies from our new graduate in town. That's Valentine. Yeah, that's all. Over to you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Ben. Yes, Terrell.
Tunafaa kuimbia Yesu happy birthday with our bad voices. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Yes, with everyone just open their microphone and we make the worst sounds. Yeah.
Hapana, labda kwanza tuend recording. We mtachoma. Stop recording.